everybody. Trying to get to work because once again I'm running late, and if you know me, I'm never on time. It irritates me when people aren't on time, but okay. Oops. For work, I am never on time. Never. But that's the last time they have to pay me, so I'm doing them a favor. Anyways, I'm doing my 32-week update. I'm actually 32 weeks and 5 days. I was going to do this on Saturday. However, I had a doctor's appointment today, so I kind of wanted to wait until then so I could give you guys some updates on both me and baby. So I will go in order of what appointments I had. So today I had an ultrasound to check up on baby's kidneys, because if you remember back, I had said that he had fluid in his kidneys. So they wanted to recheck at 32 weeks and go from there. Of course, I don't have the results yet because it was this morning and their people have to look over it. But yeah, so we did that. She looked at my fluid level because back with Sawyer, which I hope I'm not covering the microphone. I don't think so. Back with Sawyer, I lost my fluid in between 37 to 39 weeks. We don't know how, we don't know why. So we're keeping a close eye on that. The ideal amount of fluid is 5 centimeters, and I am at 9.9 centimeters. So plenty of fluid, and that's something we're going to keep an eye on if I make it to 38 weeks, and I'll tell you what's going on with that. We'll check again. So, let's see, what else is going on? So we did that, and then she also took all of his measurements. His head is exactly like Sawyer's. Sawyer's head has always been in the 95th to 98th percentile. He has a big head. He just does. And so this baby, I'm 32 weeks and 5 days today. His head is measuring 34 weeks and 5 days. So his head is measuring 2 weeks bigger than he actually is supposed to be. His limbs are only measuring a week ahead. So that was the same as Sawyer. His head measured big, his limbs measured a little bit bigger, but he's proportionate, so I'm not too worried about it. And so she put all of his measurements in the computer, and at 32 weeks, which I know a lot of people say that don't rely on their estimations, but my doctor's office is really good. They actually teach a lot of people how to do measurements correctly. I'm not saying other offices don't do them correctly, but I go to a fetal monitoring specialist, so they are very accurate with what they do. They were spot on with Sawyer's weight. At 37 weeks, he was estimated to be 6 pounds 10 ounces, and they said he would roughly be 7 pounds when born. Came out at 7 pounds and ½ an ounce. So I trust their input. So that being said, they estimated him to be 4 pounds and 14 ounces. So basically he is 5 pounds. And it's strange because it's like I don't feel like I'm carrying around a 5-pound baby. If anything, I feel like that he's lighter than Sawyer. So it's very, very strange to have the differences. But 4 pounds, 14 ounces, so he's just around 5 pounds. So it'll be interesting to see when he comes out how big he is. So he is also still, his face is still in the placenta. He's been that way since day one, but I also have an anterior placenta, so it's right across the front. So that made our 3D 4D ultrasound a little tough, but she did a good job at getting what she needed to get. So that was that appointment. I don't have the results back from the kidneys. His fluid looks good, and his size is perfect. So yeah. Next, I went to my doctor's appointment, and what did we do? She brought me back and did my weight. I did not look. I've gotten to that point where I don't want to know how much I've gained, especially now that the holidays are here. I think I've been doing pretty good as far as eating, but you just never know. With Sawyer, this is when I packed on the most weight, and so I'm trying to stay conscious, but also don't want to jip myself with the holidays, so I'm not going to. And so I didn't look at the scale, she then took me back. She asked me about if I was in any pain, what's been going on. So originally I was supposed to go in on the 29th, but I messaged my doctor's office on, what day was it? Monday, because starting on Saturday I was having what they want to call Braxton Hicks, but I know exactly what Braxton Hicks feels like. That would start in my lower pelvis and spread to my hips, which is happening right now. Spreading to my hips, down my leg into my back. So my doctor, so I explained that to her, and she was like, oh, okay, I'll put that in there. And I also explained to her that half of my body is swelling, and she assumed the bottom half. And I said, no, only the right half of me is swelling. So I can put my feet on the ottoman, and my left foot is fine, my right foot is swollen, and same with my hands. Very strange. So she put that in as well, and went to go take my blood pressure. Now, I have always had, and I'm not bragging or anything, but I've always had perfect blood pressure. My blood pressure, the top number never gets over 120. Never. I'm always like 110, 115, 114, over 60. So today, it was 144 over 88. So she was like, well, that's a little high. She's like, you haven't been having headaches? I go, no. And she was like, okay, so we'll check it again later. And I was like, okay. Didn't think much of it. I thought that was a good blood pressure, but it didn't register. So my doctor came in and he asked me what was going on, and I told him about the contractions I was having, as well as my blood pressure being an issue. So he was like, okay, we'll check your blood pressure later. And so he was like, why don't you get on the table? I don't like checking this early, but I'd like to know if anything's changing. Now keep in mind, when I had Sawyer at 39 weeks and 3 days, when I went in at 39 weeks and 1 day, my cervix was thick. It was just really, really thick. So most of my time spent inducing was thinning out my cervix. So at 39 weeks and 1 day, my cervix was literally like clamped shut. It was very, very thick, and it took them over 24 hours to thin it out, and about 40 something hours to even get me to a 4. So he went in and he checked, and he was like, okay, well, baby's head down, which I already knew, but I didn't realize how low he was. He was like, yeah, his head's right here, I can feel it right there. And I was like, no. And he was like, yeah. He's like, he's literally right there, he's engaged and ready to go. And I'm like, this early? Okay. And he was like, and you are about 50% thinned out. And I was like, holy moly. Like, I know this doesn't mean that I'm going into labor anytime soon. I know that. However, just knowing that my body is doing something on its own kind of gets me excited that maybe my body will do this on its own. I'm not going to have to go in and be induced because my body's not doing anything, or because I've lost too much fluid, or whatever. So it's kind of encouraging to see that my body is like, oh, I get this. We've done this before. I know what to do. So it's encouraging. So I'm hoping that Christmas shopping this weekend and going to visit family will kind of get that started. And it's stupid that I'm crying about it, but it's like, I felt gypped the first time. I felt like my body had failed me, and I was forced to do, or forcing my body to do something that it wasn't ready to do. And I'm not saying me or my doctor were wrong for wanting to induce Sawyer, because honestly, had we not, he probably wouldn't be here today. But it's just, I'm not sad. I'm relieved that my body is getting the message and is knowing what to do. So it's a little, as stupid as it is, it's a little emotional to know that I could be having my VBAC. And even if I don't end up with my VBAC, I'm still going to be proud that my body did something other than nothing like last time. So, okay, let me compose myself. All right. So 50% effaced. That is going on. And so he checked my blood pressure again, and of course I was at, it lowered a little bit. He said it was like 138/80. And he was like, oh, it's still high. He's like, you're sure you're feeling fine? I'm like, yeah. I go, I haven't had headaches, nothing like that. And he was like, okay. And so the nurse had asked him, she was like, was her urine okay? There wasn't any protein? And he was like, no. But I feel kind of bad because I kind of forgot to pee in the cup until I got the last couple of drops in there. So I don't know if that affects anything, but, so he sent me for blood work. So before I left for the blood work, I had to get 3 shots. I got my flu shot because, of course, baby's going to be born in the midst of flu season, and I did not want him to get the flu. And according to my research, he is protected for up to 6 months after he's born if I get the flu shot. So I got that. I got my Tdap, which, if you don't know what that is, that's my tetanus booster. And that one stung a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. And then I also got my Rogam shot. I should probably do a whole separate video on what the Rogam shot is, as well as the RH factor, but I will kind of summarize it. If you have the RH factor, if your blood and baby's blood for some reason comes in contact, for some reason one of you are bleeding and the blood comes in contact, your body makes antibodies against the baby to basically attack it like it's a foreign body that's not supposed to be there. So I've gotten my Rogam shot twice so far, and I got it twice with Sawyer too. I was spotting in the beginning with him around 9 weeks, so I got it with him, and then I got it at 28 weeks. With this baby, I got it at 14 weeks. I was spotting a little bit, and then I got it today at 32 weeks. So if he comes out as O positive, because their dad is O positive, I'm O negative, Sawyer's O negative. So if he, for some reason, comes out O positive, I have to get another shot. If he comes out O negative, I don't have to get another shot. But they did this antibody test when I did my glucose test, and it's supposed to give them an idea of what kind of blood type he has. So I wasn't forming any antibodies, so it's basically likely that he's going to be O negative, which is really cool because that's a rare blood type, and there will now be 3 of us that have that blood type. So yeah, so I got my Rogam shot, my tetanus booster, and my flu shot today. And the nurse asked, she goes, you're going to be sore after these. Are you sure you want to get it done? And I was like, yeah, because if you stick me once, I'm not coming back for you to stick me again. So she laughed and she was like, okay. So we did that. And then what else did we do? Oh, and then I went for my blood work, which I asked the lady what they were testing. I mean, she couldn't tell me too much. She could tell me what the tests were for, but she couldn't tell me what they were trying to diagnose me with, obviously, because she's not my doctor. I knew I was going there because my blood pressure was high. So basically, they were testing my red blood cells as well as my liver enzymes, because that could be a sign of preeclampsia. So hoping that's not the case, and it was just an off day where my blood pressure was high, but we will see. I'm hoping it's in the normal range, because if not, that's gonna suck. So I was supposed to see my doctor in 2 weeks, but after he checked my blood pressure for the second time, he said he wanted to see me in 1 week. So I already had an appointment for 1 week exactly from today. They had me come in early because of the contractions I was talking about. So I just kept that appointment, and I am going to be seeing him next Thursday as well, which is the 29th. Works out perfectly because Sawyer has his speech evaluation on that day, so I'm taking the day off, and then I will have my appointment that afternoon. So yeah. And then we'll go from there and see what my blood pressure is, see if it's still high, what's going on with that. Also, work. I asked them about, here, let me put you guys down here. Oh, that's probably not going to work. Yeah, probably not. I asked them about work to see if, when I would be done with work. Oh, I think I'm going to Okay, there we go. And he said probably 1 to 2 weeks depending, and I think it might be just 1 week depending on how my blood work comes back, as well as my my blood pressure next week. But I should probably definitely be out of work by 35 weeks. So with Sawyer it was 36, this time it's going to be 35, and then we can just kind of sit and wait. I will be not trying to evict him because I don't want him to come anytime soon, but it doesn't hurt for me to get a little bit more effaced, so that way when I do start to dilate, it's just waiting on me to dilate instead of thinning out. So that is what I would like to do, and hoping that my labor goes fast. I've been drinking my red raspberry leaf tea, so I actually have to make more of that. So I don't know if that's what's helping with that, no idea, but I am going to be making more of that to drink. So, but that's basically all I have to update on for the pregnancy as well, and baby. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I know I still have to do my name reveal, so I will be doing that. I'll be doing the name reveal, and I think that's about it, because I still haven't done his name reveal. And you know what? I may not even do his name reveal until he's born, because we're so close at this point that what's a couple more weeks and then I can announce his name when you guys meet him. So I have a couple fun videos coming up. I have a diaper bag review coming up. I was contacted by a wonderful company, so I will be reviewing their diaper bags. And then I also am going to be doing a what's in my diaper bag video. I'm doing a collab with a couple lovely ladies. And then what else? There's something else I was going to do a video about. Oh, what I'm packing in my hospital bag for not only me but baby boy. So I will put that in there, and it's going to be kind of bittersweet because I'm putting some of Sawyer's old clothes in there. I'd really like to get him his own onesie with his name on it. So I might look into that a little bit after Christmas, or even today, and order it. But yeah, I'm just so freaking excited. That's all I really got to say. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. I know I've been gone for a long time, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. Being a single, working, going to school mom, it's kind of hard to balance it all, but I'm determined to get some more videos out, even if that means I have to record in bulk. It's what I'm gonna do. So I hope you guys don't mind that I have pre-recorded videos where I might be wearing the same clothes a couple times, but I just want to get content out for you guys, because I look back at my videos with Sawyer and I'm like, I miss so much. I have like videos of him really little, but I don't have 6 months old, 9 months old. I don't have a lot of those, so I'm trying to keep up with that so I can look back and see the boys and just enjoy it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.